Can you hear me?
Yeah, kind
Okay.
of. It went out like right when you said something, but I've been watching since the beginning, and this whole time I'm like, okay, wait, when do I request? When do I request? I'm like, I have no idea when to request. I'm so excited. I made the top requested again. Yes.
3 straight weeks. I mean, it's really it's hard to do, and it's quite the accomplishment. And we're so happy to have you.
I'm so happy to be here. I have to shout out all my fans who have been requesting. Seriously, you guys are amazing if you're watching right now. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I don't even really have any actual music videos right now. So I'm really excited that I could play my live performance video. It's pretty cool.
Oh, it's so cool. I think we might have the lyric video tonight, they were telling me.
Oh,
so we might be getting the
fancy.
same, in a
Mix
different,
it up, mix
you
it
in a
up.
different light tonight.
Well, I'm excited for anything of mine to be playing on lessons.
Play a home video, you know?
I did a show years ago called the Sarah Silverman Program. And I did an episode, and in the episode, I sang a banger called The Poop Song. And my boyfriend found out about it this week. I'm shocked how he didn't find out about it before. So I'm glad it's anything but that scene from the Sarah Silverman Program. I'm happy. I'm like, play anything.
I'll make a note. No poop song. That's amazing. All right. So as you know, all these questions we're gonna ask you right now on live came from your fans, the same ones that are requesting on MTV. I have one question. If I can play pretend journalist. What is the latest with your courtship and your marriage with MTV? For those that don't know, Laura stopped by and she agreed to accept MTV's hand in marriage. So I just wanted to check in on the.
It was a big moment. It was a big moment. It's unexpected. It was so many things. And to be honest, I feel like I've been ghosted. I haven't heard anything from them except on Fridays. I know they've been busy. They have this whole VMAs performance thing going on. So hopefully we can start planning our marriage pretty soon. But yeah, it was a very beautiful moment. I'm really glad you were able to witness it and be there.
It was very touching. It was very touching. I'm gonna get on them though. I'm gonna get MTV in line. They should be returning your phone calls. It's no way to treat a fiance, okay?
Oh my God. It was so funny. I was, because the YouTube chat blows up during the live stream. Like it's an overwhelming place. It's like, when I was like, oh my God, I don't even know what's happening right now. It's really cool though, because you can tell how many people are so passionate about the show and passionate about their favorite artists and bands. So it's a really cool thing, but I don't know how you deal with it. I was so overwhelmed.
It's like standing on a highway. You know what I mean? It's like,
yes, you're like,
yeah. That's awesome. All right, let's get to these. Speaking of volume of comments, we got a ton of questions. All right, let's see. Okay, at Rora _adorkable_. What is your favorite song that you have ever written? Do you have a favorite song that you've ever written or worked on?
I do get this question a lot, and I always give like such a terrible answer because I can't pick, right? It changes all the time. All of them have like different memories associated with them. When You Wake Up means so much to me because it was kind of that first song where I felt I knew what I wanted my sound to be. You know, you kind of chase what you want to sound like. I was chasing a very different sound before that. And then when I wrote When You Wake Up, I was like, this is awesome. Can't Hold On Forever. I felt a similar way, and also that's the one where I met my boyfriend on, so that's always going to be a really important song to me and an important writing process. And then Honest With You was in a really interesting time in my life. I was going through so many kind of different things, professionally, personally, and I was in New York for 3 days and had these kind of writing sessions, and I wrote one of the most vulnerable songs I've ever written about being honest with someone, about falling in love and being scared to let your walls down. It's funny when I explain it, it feels like it feels shallow to explain, but when I was writing it, Kevin, I was like feeling every word, every moment, every melody. So that one is a really important one to me as well. So all of them?
No, but you know what? I love when you were talking about that first song, that awakening, that artistic awakening where like your vision and your sound and you all converge. I mean, it's almost like when you find yourself, as a person,
Yeah. And it was funny because it came at a time that was very weird for me professionally, right? had been with a label for, you know, kind of that year and a half, if I remember correctly. And I actually was going to be ending things, like kind of amicably. This label and we were going to end things, but this was the last session they set up. So I don't know if any of the writers there knew. And so it was like kind of this awkward vibe in my head, not really. And from that came like one of my favorite songs I've ever written. And a little bit, I think there was a level that I'm like, I'm ready to explore and do anything because I don't have a label right now. I'm doing my own thing right now. And from that came this really cool sound that I decided to base my whole music off of.
Yeah, a new lease on life, you know, as an artist.
Yeah.
Okay, this comes from @adorkable Laura _. What's your favorite thing to do when you have a day off from work?
I'm such a beach girl. I love the beach. I truly just, if I could live on the beach, in the beach, at the beach, every preposition with the beach, I would do it. And right now where I live, I'm not like super close to the beach. Obviously, I'm in LA, so I feel lucky about that. But there's traffic, so I usually try to take some time and just go to the ocean and be there. And if I'm not doing that, then I'm probably on my couch, sleeping,
Right
or watching Miss Congeniality.
Do you find that the beach is, you know, for, you know, it's such a, it can really clear your mind. It's a very peaceful place, you know, if you just go, and there's something about the ocean, I think that kind of like resets us. Do you ever find that your best ideas or good ideas creatively come from a beach day, or just, you know, collecting your thoughts there, or is that, would that come from?
You know, it's funny. I wouldn't say necessarily like songwriting or creative ideas in that facet, but in emotional or intellectual things that I'm thinking about or going through, or struggles I'm thinking about, I feel like I can think clearly about that when I'm at the beach and by the ocean, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, totally. There's something about nature. I go on hikes on Sundays. That's like my thing.
So nice.
And it's like that just, for some reason, nature just has something that like intrinsically puts like our worries into perspective. You feel that way, like being next to the ocean for some reason.
And I think during this time, for me, I haven't been great about going outside and trying to be more in touch with nature, because I think I've been trying to stay inside as much as possible. But there's a way to be safe and be in touch with nature, and it truly is so healing. I have this tea called throat coat tea, and they have these quotes on the tea bag on like each of one, and they're always about nature. So it's like, you know, nature never hurries, but yet everything is accomplished. And every time I read it, I feel closer to nature, even if I'm in my condo, not close to nature at all. It's just, the tea brings me there.
Yeah, I like that. That's like a more intellectual Snapple fact.
Exactly, 100%.
All right, let's get to this next one. @Rora is Endgame. What is your favorite emoji?
What is my favorite emotion?
Emoji. No, emoji.
Like, ooh, happiness. You know, I've always been a big fan of the smirk face, but I've been exploring some other emojis. Smirk face and the monkey covering the eyes. Always, they're big fans. I'm big fans of them. I was gonna say they're big fans of me. They're huge fans of me. But I just saw one of the comments. I just saw Demi _O'Neill _ the really like the eyes are big and kind of blue and the face is like this.
Right.
And it kind of means, to me, it means like I have so much love gushing out of me. This is the face I'm making. So that has been a favorite of mine for the last few weeks. I feel, especially the reaction I'm getting from this new music and just my fans in general, I am that face whenever I'm on Twitter or Instagram. I'm just like gushing with love. Cindy X Chen has it. Love and Rora _ has it. They know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm excited that they know.
You guys are on the same wavelength.
Exactly.
@Laura tweets, will there be a music video for Honest With You?
Man, I feel I need to talk about and figure out music videos, especially talking to MTV right now. I've had a tough time figuring out how to do a music video that I want to do in this current time and climate and budget kind of constrictions. So You know, right now there's no plans, but I do want to have some sort of visual for one of my songs, at least off of my upcoming EP. So I kind of think I'm probably going to let my fans help me decide what song I should do a video for, and then I can kind of put everything towards that song.
Totally, totally. Oh, you know what? This is a nice segue. I didn't even know it. At Jenny1225, are you planning to make another project with your fans?
100%. I have a project right now with my music and my fans that I am so excited about. I don't want to give it away, but it's going to be really intense, but they're going to be a part of my music in a very big way. So they, you know, during this whole process, this has kind of been the You era, right? My upcoming EP is called the You EP. My last EP was the Me EP. I love, you know, some sort of connections. And for my first single, When You Wake Up, I actually had fans submit, they had no idea what they were submitting for, but submit artwork with the word you. And I ended up incorporating one of my fans' artwork into the single artwork, which was really cool. The lyric video has a bunch of different lyrics written from different fans. Again, they didn't totally know what they were writing it for. Some did because they knew about that song, but it's been really cool trying to figure out how to incorporate them in this project without giving too much away. I just love their input, and I feel like this journey, especially being an independent artist, it's so important to have your fans part of the conversation and part of the journey with you. So I'm excited they're part of it with me.
I love that. Totally. Spot on. All right, at Naya Dale, do you have a favorite The Driver Era song? Do you listen to Driver Era?
Yes, of course. I'm like, yes. I have a few. I mean, I really love their vibe and I love their sound so much. Afterglow's definitely a top one. And side note, it's also like my mom's favorite Driver Era song. I remember she randomly, when they put it out, she was like, can you let Ross know I love that Afterglow song? I'm like, yes, Ross Rocky. A Kiss, love that one.
Love that.
That's
mine.
Away. I know, that's the jam.
That's a bop.
And then Take Me Away, I'm totally like, yes, feeling that one too.
Totally. Yeah. I was just talking to Rocky Ross about how I really appreciate how eclectic they are, you know?
Totally.
Like it's like almost like episodic. Like, oh, what's the next one gonna sound like? It's kind of neat like that.
No, it's cool. It's funny because it's so true, and it's still pretty cohesive, but each one has its own like story and version and sonic unique thing going on, but you feel that they're all like holding hands together. They're a family, these songs.
Yeah, totally. Well said. Okay, at these names. L'Adorable Marano _. What is your favorite line from Honest With You? Does a particular lyric come to mind?
I love the beginning, because I'm a nerd. It's the two first lines are, I hide behind walls you could visit. That's just my defense mechanism. So we knew we wanted to have defense mechanism in there, and it's a little hard to rhyme mechanism. I'm not sure if you would assume that or not. So it took us a while to kind of figure out how to come up with something. And then when we came up with I hide behind walls you could visit, it felt like a really cool line, because the whole point of Honest With You is I'm so scared to be honest with you, but I also really want to be honest with you. It's these two conflicting emotions that I think occur for a lot of people in relationships, not just romantic relationships, but even friendships, different types of relationships. And so that first line being, I hide behind walls you could visit, is this level of, I hide behind these walls, I'm not sure I can let these walls down, but I also like you to visit them. And then we have, that's just my defense mechanism.
This is a Kevin question. I'm curious, because that's such a crossroads in our life that we come to at various points where, like you just said so eloquently, there's something we want to do, but we're so terrified to do it, right? So we have the desire to do it, but we also have the immense fear to not do it. Have you been able to look back on any of those critical moments in your life and and been able to say, this is how I got over it, or do you have advice on how to
Yes.
cross that line?
No, it's a great question, and honestly, something I still struggle with, right? Fear. I think it's something that's quite relatable. It's something we all feel, and a feeling that stops all of us from doing things that we might want to do, or we feel like we should do, but there's a fear that just stops us in our place and stops us from growing, because you have this idea, if I do this thing, whatever it is, if I fail at it, or if something happens, then I'll move 3 steps back. So I'd rather stay in place than move forward to only step back. And I used to have that fear a lot. I still do. But for me, I've realized it's actually so much better to move around than to stay in one place. To grow and fall down and fail and grow from that, I think, is important. And you're not going to have that happen if you just stay in one place. It's easier said than done, right? It's easier to say it out loud of like, I'm not gonna fear. I'm just gonna go out of my comfort box. That's not the phrase, but I'm gonna get out of that comfort area and just do something I want to do, but I'm scared to do. You can say it, harder to do, but I really encourage anyone who's watching who has fear stop you from being the person you want to be or doing the things you want to do, to remember we're supposed to move in this life. We're supposed to grow. We're supposed to fail. We're supposed to have all these different things to learn and to feel and to find success in our failure. So I encourage you to try what you fear, if that's what your heart is telling you.
Right. And don't be afraid to evolve. Like, I love what you just said there, where we're supposed to move around, we're supposed to change, and we're supposed to become all different sorts of people, you know? Yeah. So don't be afraid of that. That's awesome.
Yeah, 100%.
All right, 2 more quick questions, and then we'll let you off the hook, Laura. At L_.A.R.A, if you were, these names, if you were stuck on an island with one person, who would you want to be stuck with?
Well, this is a complicated question because there's a lot of people I'd want to be stuck with, but who's going to help? I have to make a choice here, Kevin. Do I want to get off this island, or do I want to stay on this island? Because that is going to dictate who I'm going to choose. I'm trying to think of some sort of person who's famous for being very nifty. And honestly, no one's coming to mind. So with that said, I'd probably choose my boyfriend, because maybe we'll just stay on the island and, you know, we'd miss our families, we'd miss our friends, but we can, you know, have a beautiful beach holiday in this stranded island. It will be fantastic. We'll be by the ocean.
Exactly. Just like that Weezer song.
Exactly.
Okay. Actually, 2 more questions, because there's a great question about the future of your music I'd like to get to. So 2 more quick ones. This is, I guess, a longtime fan. At Whoa, it's Ariana wants to know, do you have a favorite memory from the Austin and Alley days? I have a million, but
I'm so bad at the favorite questions. I'm so bad, because I'm like, I have so many, and everyone's like, we don't want to hear that answer. We want to hear your favorite. We would just laugh all the time. We've told this story, but it came up the other day. And by the other day, I mean a few weeks ago, when we had like this Zoom reunion, and then afterwards we like had a FaceTime and talked about things. And one of the things we talked about was there's this one time where I think in the 4th season, and one of the boys, I can't remember what happened, but there was some awkwardness with one of our background people. That was definitely all the boys and not the background people. And literally we just couldn't stop laughing about it. And we kept trying to explain it to our producers and to the director, who was like, please stop laughing, we need to work. And we just couldn't explain. It wasn't funny. It's a little bit like right now where I'm doing it, and everyone's like, cool, sounds funny, let's get to work. And all 4 of us truly were just like dying of laughter. It was so bad. It was so bad and so good. And honestly, that is very representative of all the episodes and all our time, the years in Austin Alley. We would just laugh and have so much fun all the time.
Totally. Is it when you think back to that experience in that time in your life, is it an experience that feels like a million years ago, or does it feel like yesterday?
It's both, right? I feel like that's how I would also just describe the last few months. It feels like everything started yesterday, but it's also been 5 years. Same with Austin Alley. It does feel like it happened a long time ago, but whenever the cast or even the crew, whenever we talk or catch up or see each other after not seeing each other a long time, it feels like it did 5, 4, 6, 7 years ago whenever we were doing it. Like nothing has changed. So I don't know, it's a little bit of both.
Yeah, totally. All right, final question here. What is this comes from at Laura MPT fan page. What is your second EP about, and what does it mean to you?
My second EP is a bit more reflective on relationships and on different people in my life who have made me, changed me, formed me in different ways. So it's a little bit about this idea that there's two sides to every story, that there's a lot more going on in relationships than your individual perspective. So I knew that was something I wanted to do when I actually started working on the Me EP, but it's kind of come together in a different way than I would have expected, that I think is also been very influenced from this time right now. Yes. How we're all kind of going through our own thing, and it can feel very alone and very individualized, for lack of a better term. But, you know, just kind of, for me, reminding myself that when you're in a relationship, when you have any sort of relationship, how there are two people a part of that, and taking yourself out of your own mind and own psychological struggles that you're going through and reflecting on the other person can be really helpful.
Yeah. I mean, this might be just a silly question, but have you found writing about these themes and writing about this stuff has made you a better partner in relationships, a better friend maybe in friendships?
Yeah, you know, it's funny. I think these songs, a lot of them were written a while ago, and they've kind of changed and taken different forms during this time as I've made them all kind of fit together. But, you know, just kind of reminding me of even why the song was written in the first place and what it means to me now, I think has made me reflective in a sort of different way than it was a few years ago, right? I kind of feel like a different person than I did, and these songs mean something different. And of course, I think that has affected how I am as a friend, a daughter, a sister, a girlfriend, all these kind of different things.
Yeah. You're always pouring those songs though through the filter of today, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Pouring it through who you are, you know, in 2020.
Exactly.
Well, Laura, thank you so much. You almost hung out for a whole half hour, so we really appreciate it. And keep us up to date at MTV. Whatever you got coming, we want to be a part of it for sure. We're really excited.
Well, I love you guys. Thank you so much. And I'm really excited for you to DJ at my wedding with MTV.
Yes.
So can't wait to see you there. We'll be setting invites soon. As soon as VMAs are over, we can start planning. It's going to be great.
Amazing. Laura, you're the best. I'll talk to you.